So let's modify the web part and put in some code to show those ratings. So in order to do that, we'll go to the ribbon, to the page, and click Edit Page. We'll get our web part displayed here, so we actually see the results web part with the title still, so that's great. And we want to modify the search core results web part. So we'll click on this little down arrow here over in the corner and choose Edit Web Part. Now the page will refresh and we'll go back to our part here. But in order to edit it, there is a menu that is on the top right. So we'll have to scroll up and get to that. And we'll see a number of different menu items here. These different menu items modify different things about the behavior and look and feel of the web part. What we want to do is we want to modify the display properties. And by default, this is what it looks like. We've got our local use location visualization pre-checked here, and a bunch of other settings. Now we want to modify these two fields here, the fetched properties and the XSL that's going to show those fetched properties. So we want to decheck this use location visualization to stop the web part from using its default settings. Then we want to add a new column to be fetched from the managed properties. And basically any managed property you have can be fetched here by adding a column name field. We want to put that anywhere between the beginning columns tag and the ends columns tag, which is at the end, but I'll put it at the front just because it's easier for me. And I've actually taken this second, or the first definition here, the work ID one, and I'm going to paste it in there. Just reuse that one and change the name to rating, which was the name of the managed property that I mapped. After I've got that, I want to open the XSL editor and get back the XSL for this this web part, that's showing this search core results web part. Now I've got some code already. Here it is that I have set. It's also on our site. www.prosharepointsearch.com and a detailed blog post about this. You can visit surfray.com to get this link and this code as well. So please feel free to visit that. And I want to find a place to put it. Now, like I was saying, I want to put this code at the end of the title. So I'm going to find out where that title is. And I know, actually, because I'm quite familiar with this, that this area here, this section here, is where the title is being displayed. And there's a bunch of code here, XSL, that is showing the titles, and it's going to show my title. And then at the end of the title is here. And there are two div tags together, which is not that common in this file, so I know it's going to be right here that I want to put it. Now the code that I've added, I've commented it with ratings end and ratings begin, or ratings. And I'll just run a little bit through the code to show you what it's up to. Basically, it's just checking for that value. First, it's going to take this. It's going to take the rating value that we got back, which was the average rating, and it's going to take that decimal value and do some checks with the XSL to see what the value is. So it's saying, okay, when the rating value comes back and it's less than, this is the HTML escape code for less than, it's less than 0 and it's it's greater than. This is greater than and this is less than. Sorry. You can see because of the G and the L. So when it's greater than 0 and it's less than 0.75, show me this. And this is actually calling a picture, a ratings picture, with the CSS that is in the default search result page. So if you modify the CSS and you remove the default CSS for SharePoint search, this is not going to work. So you'll need to go and find that actual CSS out in the default CSS code and put it into your custom CSS. And basically it's just the class MS rating 0.5. And it's calling this picture back, which is actually a picture that displays all of the stars, and the CSS is the one that's actually showing the different ratings on the stars, just so you know what's going on. Basically, the XSL is very simple. It just goes through and it does this check for all of the different possible values for either a half a star or a full star. And it checks whatever value is coming back. So if the value is 1.33, it's going to show the picture with this CSS attached to it, cascading style sheet definition set to it. So that's pretty much how it goes. There's probably a more clever way to do this, but this works for me. I think it was pretty straightforward. And otherwise, if it doesn't get a value back, then it will say not yet rated. There are some other blog posts out there about how to do this. The issue that I had with those, and which is one of the reasons why I decided to do this particular webinar, is I couldn't get those ones to work. Maybe I wasn't clever enough to get them to work, or but actually I think that they were written during the beta phase of SharePoint, and the way that these ratings are handled in SharePoint has changed now. So just so you know that. So after I've set that in, I'll just hit save, and I've got that. And I'll hit OK. And now I should be able to get back my ratings. Just to say again, if you want to get that code, please come to surfray.com and have a look, and you'll get it. So now I can actually see that the ratings are displayed here. I can't modify them on the search result page. I haven't made the code that complex, but it will display them so we can see what the different rated values of those different pages are. Great. So the last thing that I want to say is just that Ontolica is the product that we make. It's a search enhancement. We've both got Ontolica Search and Ontolica Preview for previewing documents. If you've got Preview, then maybe ratings are not necessary because people can see exactly what they're getting back. And also, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us. Josh Noble is my co-author of Pro SharePoint 2010 Search. So if you want to get in touch with him or get in touch with myself, this is our contact details. Thank you very much for attending our webinar today, and please come back for more.